Hello and welcome. So a little bit of my crazy tutorials all over the place. What I'm trying to show here is how we can actually link cells and their content into texts in Excel. And that not necessarily could do only text, but we can also link numbers and so forth. So here's a simple example here that I just put a box saying write your name in this green box. So if I put my name or any name, let's say John, capitalized, my ideal goal would be that this John will substitute the name here. And if I click enter, I can see that nothing happens. And that's because this text here is not defined to accept or take this value. To do so, for us to accept the values and link them, we actually have to make this into a function. The first thing that we start to make a function, we have to put an equal sign in the beginning telling Excel that this is a function. We have in this function a few components. Some of them are strings, and the strings have to be defined in quotation marks. The first thing is hello, so let's put hello in quotation marks. And we want to maintain this space because we want to have a space between the name and our hello. Then, since we close the quotation marks, we have to tell Excel that there are more components, so we have to add addition or shift 7 on a PC. And we tell Excel instead of this name, we want it to put whatever is in this E1. So now Excel knows that it needs to put whatever value or string or whatever is in E1 into that location. Now we tell Excel, okay, we have more components. Now we have to finish up with our string. So our finish up string is this component here, which we also have to enclose in quotation marks. When I click enter, you can see that actually we have the name popping up in our text here. So now let's change the name. Let's say it's Mark, not John. Anything goes. If you put Mark, click enter, you can see that it changes into Mark. If we put 25, click enter, we see it changes to 25. This is very useful when you make, for example, in my case, when I make protocols. I work in science and I make protocols, and to make it simple and more high throughput, I can make a general protocol that can autofill so many components. So let me take you and show you an example of this kind of protocol. Type of protocol that I write for determining those curves for different drugs that I use in treating cells. And for example, you can see there's a bunch of boxes that are empty that I can fill in their values, and those values would later on go and fill in my actual protocol component. So as you can see, I have a plate layout, it's a 96 well plate, I have my dose titration and everything, but as you can see right now, it's just empty. Quick note, I keep this this layout because I want to avoid edge effect, especially if your controls are on the edges. It would probably mess up your experiment, so avoid that. So let's see, you can see this is empty. Now let's just put a drug name, let's call it drug A, and this drug targets the MAP kinase pathway. And then the concentration of the drug, let's say it's 100 millimolar. In wall dilution we have, let's say 20. Highest wall dose would be 10. Dilution factor 5, and so on. Ethanol, let's say, so on and so on. But what I'm trying to put here, let's say 3 and 5, what I'm trying to show you is that later on, once we click on the protocol, you can see that everything filled in. So now we have our concentrations filled in, our ethanol, which is our vehicle or the solvent, filled in with all the calculations filled in. So what it does, it actually helps us to maintain track and have one protocol that can be reproducible between all different experiments you're making. So this is just one example that I use in my line of work, but this can be applied to so many different fields, and very simple again to make this code. You just, if you look at it, it's just linked. So this is simple linking, but if we have text, for example, we have strings, double quote, and then we have our cells, and again, quotation marks, and so on. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to comment below. I hope this helps you in your Excel work, and subscribe to see more videos coming up. Thank you.